Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai Ba'ashim Harakakadash. Double honor to the apostles, bishops, elders, great millstone, who the woo, ever teach us. Shalom to all the sisters, Akim. Pushes truth, holding faith throughout the four corners of the earth. Watch Shalom to the feast of sisters, the Akwafim. Just learn to being obedient to their husband at home, as well as who went there scattered abroad. Say Shalom. Come back at you with another lesson. Lord, when your heart desires to listen, be edifying through the spirit and power. Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai Ba'ashim Harakakadash. This lesson I'm going to go into basically, a little bit of news and prophecy and things of that nature. They just had a Venezuela oil tanker, being seized, by Babylon the Great America. Then you had Trump, with press, things of that nature saying, we're going to keep, seizing, their tankers and things of that nature. Now I need to look in more into the full detail, because he was saying something about that tanker specifically, I guess. It goes back into Iran and this and that. It could be a threat, or it is a threat. A woo-to-woo. But we know, as the scriptures say, you should hear wars and rumors of wars, man. And that's a how can I put it? That's a rumor of war, man. Because really, that's an act of war, You seizing another country. Here it is in the midst, you done already then bomb, these little old boats and things of that nature. I think 2, did it the first time. Then you went the extra mile and did it the second time. And then you seized one of their oil tankers, man. So these are all acts of war, man. And like Elder Apostle Torah was going into it, Russia are in friendly relations, with Venezuela and things of that nature, man. As well as China. China gets a lot of oil from, Venezuela. So these are all wars, and rumors of wars, man. You got Cambodia and Thailand, shooting, missiles at each other. You got, to what I seen, it was like intel about if U.S. invades Taiwan, then China is going to be quickly to, fight, Babylon the Great. So these are the times, that we going into, man, where no more is just nations, bowing down to Babylon the Great. Oh yeah, as well, you got what did I see? I think it was Denmark, if I'm not mistaken. Had them in Denmark. Saying basically, that they're at odds with Babylon the Great now. Dealing with them, Babylon the Great, America, wanting to take Greenland, man. So they saying, and he was going into it. I don't know if he was the prime minister of Denmark. I know that was on CNN. It was a clip on Twitter I had seen. But I guess he's one of the spokesperson or whatever. And he was saying, we've been in friendly relations with, America for years, man. A lot of, like the CNN reporter said, if I'm not mistaken, it was like a lot of the Denmark soldiers fought in the Afghan war, man. Or Afghanistan, man. And a lot of them, was, deleted, man. So he was like going on, the Denmark spokesperson, for years. We've been in friendly relations with, America, man. They've been our partner and such and things of that nature, man. Well, now, what do you have, man? You have those friendly relations, being severed, man. But this is all what? This is all news and prophecy, man. You know, the hegemony of Babylon the Great being looked at as a queen and seeing no loss of children, meaning seeing no evil and harm come near on her waters, like Zelensky said. We feeling it now, but soon you're about to feel it, man. And he was right. Scriptures say the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, man. You know, and Babylon the Great is going to feel it, you know, the most, man. You know, it's a lot of things. You got him, supposedly Trump running to make a new, G7 without Europe. You know, you got the Republican Thomas Massey or whatever saying to withdraw, you know, from NATO. So, hey, man, these are all prophecy, man. This is all prophecy, you know, being fulfilled. Get this in Isaiah first, and then I'll go to Matthew. This is Isaiah, straight to the point, 55. In verse 10, it says, "For as the rain cometh down and the snow from heaven, and returneth not thither, but watereth the earth, and maketh it bring forth and bud, that it may give seed to the sower and bread to the eater, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing where I sent it to." You know, so the word is prospering, man. You know, you got all these nations now being in division with Babylon the Great, man. You got Moderno saying, you know, he not backing down, man. He had his citizens do war, you know, exercises and things of that nature, man. You know, so we in a time of major, you know, prophecy being fulfilled, man. You know, and we should hope and pray, Stone the Elder Apostle throwing down that 2026, you know, be accelerating. That's what we all, you know, believe in, man, because it's the perfect time for Esau Edom to accelerate. You know, I think I said accelerate. I don't think I said celebrate, but accelerate, you know, his plan, man, because, you know, he's running out of time, man. He don't have a lot of time. You got the digital, you know, infrastructure being set up, and it's not just going to be in the UK, because we got a so-called immigrant problem over here in Babylon the Great. And what they're going to say, hey, we need everybody to be tracked and traced, you know, for the safety of the American people. You know, Trump, you know, I started this campaign in America first, and, you know, I want the safety of the American people and woo and all that shit, man. And eventually it's going to come down to you, what? Receiving an RFID chip, man. Something physically, you know, going inside you, man. You being tracked, you know, tagged and traced, man. But these are all what? The words of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, which must come to pass. And let me get this in Matthew 24. Matthew chapter 24 and verse 6. It says, I'll start at verse 4. It says, "And Yahweh shall answer and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you." We see that's a lot, you know, going around, you know, now, man. People, you know, being deceived, man. You got Jake, all these false prophets, they come in sheep's clothing, but they're ravenous wolves, man. You know, deceiving the people, man. You know, Genesis, IUIC, you know, Genesis, Sakari, whatever you want to call them. You know, ISUPK, GOCC, you know, they just been bugged. You know, you just got a lot of these guys, man. All these groups, other groups, man. You know, just deceiving. You know, leading the sheep astray. Talking about how the Gentiles can be saved now. The actual Gentiles, the heathen nations. Here it is, prophecy is being fulfilled, and we talking about y'all going backwards, and talking about the true, the Gentiles, whatever, the heathen nations being able to be saved. Like, come on, man. Jake is just demonic, man. Jake is, it's just a bunch of demons, man. That's why they got to be destroyed, man. It says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. That's right. So you're going to see what? You're going to see more and more rumors of wars, little, skirmishes and things in that nature, all the way up to the what? World War III, man. Missiles, ICBM warheads being shot off, man. And everyone that bends the boat, the scriptures say, shoot at her, man. And these are the times, that's coming, man. All these are the beginning of sorrows, and that's right, man. You have Jacob's trouble, persecution of the prophets, as the scriptures say. And I'll end it off, Revelation 2:10, for I get this. This Revelation 2:10. It says, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that you may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days, which represents a complete number, just not 10 days, for every brother that's, being held up. It says, be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. And that's right, man. So, not to fear, first and foremost, talking to myself, Esau, Edom, but to, fear Yahweh Shemi Awashai, because we are rather fear and obey Yahweh Shemi Awashai than what? Than man, because man lied, but the Lord say, he changed not and he can't lie, man. But I just wanted to give a quick update from the things, the little bit of things that I've been seeing. Lord willing, I come back, because it's a lot of things happening. I still got to do a video on the water for the brother down there in Baton Rouge. Uriah, beloved brother Uriah, sent me the economics post, which Elder Apostle Tahar had did a video on as well. I think Uriah, the brother Uriah, did a video on it as well. About that picture, man. You had the shipments, the supplies, on the ship being, I think it was a laser beam coming from it. It reminded me of them nations, man, shooting afar off, man. You had two swords with the economical graph, the stocks. You had a fist rising up with chains, cuffs, handcuffs. So hey, and we know, like the Apostle Tar went into, it goes back into the Rothschilds on, the economists, things of that nature, and they put it out there, because that goes into their left-handed magic, man, to tell you beforehand before it happens, man. But it's a lot of stuff, and Lord willing, I do a video on it as well, because it's a lot of symbolism, like the Apostle Tar went into, it's a lot of, precepts you can grab from it, because that's what's eventually going to happen, man. That's what's going to befall Babylon the Great. But with that, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Shemi Awashai, Shemar Kakodash. Double honor to the apostles, bishops, elders, the great millstone, the world, and teacher. Shalom to all the saints of Akim, pushing truth, holding faith throughout the four corners of the earth. Detailed by the Babal, Corn, Shalom.